Hi there, you're listening to the Pursue Your Spark podcast. I'm your host and midlife warrior, Heike Yates. And on this show, we're talking about fitness, nutrition, and mindset strategies for women in midlife. Plus, our fierce guests on the show share their stories to help you reclaim your power to spark an authentic life. Well, hey there, Heike Yates here, and welcome to another episode of the Pursue Your Spark podcast. How was your Thanksgiving? If you're living in the United States, you probably spent last week, Thursday, eating turkey, stuffing, and the works. And I hope you had an awesome time. As for myself, we spent Thanksgiving this year in Mexico City. Yep, we decided that this year we're going somewhere else. Usually we share Thanksgiving on the East Coast or the West Coast with my son and his wife. And unfortunately, my daughter, who now lives in Ireland, was not able to join us, but we had an awesome time, the four of us. And nope, we did not eat turkey. Very unusual for us because my son loves turkey. And I like turkey and the gravy. That's mostly what I like about the Thanksgiving meal. But what did we eat? Tacos. We ate so many tacos. I'm completely tacoed out. But they were so delicious. And I hope that you had a great time, just like we had, reconnecting with the family, spending a lot of time together. At our part, we were sightseeing everywhere, and all of us would recommend Mexico City to visit and enjoy the city. It's a great city. Today is pillar number 3, why mental and physical strength are a powerful team. The 4-part series to transform your midlife is the foundation, and we implement each pillar in the 4-week lean out program so that you can create an even more powerful and lasting outcome of the goals you set for yourself. In this 4-part series of transformation, we include lessons on balance, which was episode 60, pillar 1, about balance, on mindfulness, episode 62, pillar 2, mindfulness in 3 ways to be mindful every day, and today, episode number 64, is pillar 3, why mental and physical strength are a powerful team. Before we dive into today's episode, let's find out who the 4-week lean out program is for. First off, it is not for the woman that knows exactly how to eat right in midlife and doesn't need any strategies when it comes to nutrition, or the one that is an expert in intermittent fasting, or it's not for the one that knows how to choose the right exercises and the intensity for their bodies now that we're in midlife. But it is for the woman that is not sure what nutrition strategies work now that we're in midlife, or that is a beginner when it comes to intermittent fasting and sound nutrition strategies. And it also is for the woman that is not sure which exercises are right now and help achieve the results now that we're in midlife. If you are that woman, then the 4-week lean out program might be for you. I will put a link in the show notes so you can check it out and perhaps join us in the next round in January on the 4-week lean out program. So let's dive into today's episode. Usually when we think about strength, we think about the fitness aspect of strength. Things like, how big is a muscle, or how big can I get a muscle in size and strength, or how many repetitions can I do on a bicep curl to have a measurable strength result. But there's a difference between physical and mental strength, and we can't reach our fitness goal with a good harmonious balance of the two of them. But sometimes we're really not sure how to increase mental and physical strength to reach our goals and what that actually means. You might already understand some of the basic steps on how to build endurance, and you decided to join a marathon to reach a physical goal. Let's use that as an example. So you said, I'm going to run a marathon. And you started with smaller, shorter mileage and perhaps started out walking. So walking because you don't know how to run. You don't know if this is good for you, for your body, and you have no endurance. But you said, good, I'll start walking, and then I maybe start doing a little bit of run walking, and you're working towards your goal. And then you know that as you start running, you probably want to eat better and keep your nutrition in check and help or let your nutrition support your fitness goals by eating the right foods to help you run a long distance, because a marathon is 26.2 miles and that is a long distance. So on one hand, through the walking, you build up your endurance and you started walking a little bit longer each day. And then you said, okay, I do the little run walk. So you slowly start to build your strength and your fitness endurance. And you think, so the mental aspect of this might look something like, okay, I signed up for the marathon. And let's use the Marine Corps Marathon because we're in Washington, D.C. I'm in Washington, D.C. or near, and this is a very popular race every year. And you picture yourself that you be at the finish line, that somebody is going to put a medal around your neck and gives you those silver blankets, and you have a huge smile on your face, and everybody cheers for you and congratulates you as you cross the finish line. And you're thinking, oh, I got this. Then you made sure you invested in proper running equipment, of course. Since you're in the beginning, you may have joined a running group that helped you with picking and choosing the right shoes, the right jackets and pants, and helped you a little bit with the nutrition, because during a 26.2 mile distance, you will get hungry and your glycogen levels plummet. So you need to add more sugars, basically, or increase your glycogen levels to give you energy during the race. And so you have all the basics together. You say, okay, I picked what I wanted to do. I got this. I know I got this. I got my equipment and my nutrition squared away. And now the question is, because nothing ever goes smoothly, but we can overcome those obstacles by having a strategy and a plan. But how do we combine mental and physical strength to get the most fit and in shape? And why mental and physical strength are a powerful team. So let's dive into Here are 4 powerful tips for you to increase your mental and physical strength and make them a powerful team. Number 1 is setting a measurable goal. Set one goal at a time, not multiple. This will make it much easier to do and far less overwhelming. So let's go back to our marathon example. A marathon has a measurable distance, which is 26.2 miles. Don't smirk. I know the 0.2 is important for runners because that little extra sometimes takes a little bit of digging deeper to get to it. But so it's 26.2 miles. So you know how far you will run during the race. Then you set your time goal for when you start and when you're finished, meaning that your training schedule tells you here is the beginning of your training program, which takes maybe up to 6 months for a beginner, and the end, which culminates in the race. Now, during those 6 months, you will run probably almost every day. And every day, you have the mileage based on your training program. So you say on Monday, you know you will run 3 miles. On Tuesday, you may run 2. On Thursday, you probably have a rest day for some stretching and strength. On Thursday, you may up the mileage and say, okay, this on Thursday you do 4, then on Friday you do 3, and on Saturday you do 10. Just to give you an idea of what that might look like. But that's different for every runner and every program, depending on your abilities, whether you're a beginner, you're an intermediate, or you are an advanced marathon runner. But you know that on Monday, your goal is to do 3 miles. You might also add a time goal that you say, I'd like to run the marathon in 4 or 5 hours. So that, based then again on your training program, you know how fast you like to run those 3 miles or how slow you like to run them. Again, we have a measurable goal. So we're starting with a small goal. I can run 3 miles, work our way up through the 6 months to get to your ultimate goal. Now, when I started marathon running, and that was in 2007, I could run 3 miles. I made myself run 3 miles because I didn't really like running that much, but I wanted to do something outside as I love to be outside, and I was always indoors doing Pilates or teaching Pilates or strength training. So I said, okay, I'm going to run 3 miles, and I could run those 3 miles. And my friend back then had a ticket to the Cherry Blossom 10 miler. And she said, can you run the race for me? I'm out of town again. And I looked at this and I said, whoa, 10 miles. All right. So I started practicing every day or every other day and started running just a little bit more. And so as I ran just a little bit more, I grew also more confident in my ability to run just a little bit more. And this is exactly what will happen when you start your goal and you measure it. You will get a little bit more confident and comfortable with the distance and your abilities. So both mental and physical strength work together in a measurable goal. They support what you physically do with what you mentally do. Number 2 is setting an achievable goal. Marathon or running a marathon is not for babies, as one of my friends says, and it truly is not. An achievable goal needs to have the time goal, like I said in number 1. Don't expect that you decide today you're going to run this marathon this coming weekend. You might be able to do it, but with a lot of pain, tears, and blisters, and will hate it for the rest of your life. So we need to bring our goals into what we can achieve, and so they work for us. So I call those steps, as you know, baby steps. This process will take longer to achieve your goals, but with a lot less pain, more fun, and better results. So set a goal that you know you can achieve. It could be a 3 miler. It could be running down the block if you've never exercised before. These are all achievable goals. So start with the baby steps and then head on over and pick the bigger goal. Number 3 is be consistent. Starting something new is really hard at first. You gotta give yourself some time and grace to get there. Start with 30 days, which is an excellent start or beginning to get the things going and get into the habit of it. Get into the habit of using the running example, that you run more than once a week, and that, yes, at first it's hard, but if you stick with it, you will get better results, it becomes a habit, and you may actually like it. And as with any habit, it takes a while to take hold. Any old pattern needs to be replaced with a new habit. If you're a couch potato, it takes time to like being outside, to perhaps like running. And also, being consistent increases your mental power. It makes you stronger again, going back to, it increases your confidence. It increases your capability of what you can do. It's an all can do attitude. But consistency with anything in life brings the results that we're looking for. Number 4, plan for the unexpected. Yep, nothing will go smooth usually. It's very rare that somebody starts marathon training and is flying colors to the end and says, I loved every moment of it. I'm here to tell you that's usually not the case, because you have to get up at 5 in the morning and you go, oh my God, I don't want to get up. It's so early. I want to sleep some more. Or suddenly you decided, I can't do this. This is too hard. Or you're like, man, my calves are so sore and my hamstrings are really tight. What did I think I was doing? And with everything new and a new habit, it's suddenly is not so desirably and shiny, and it becomes uncomfortable and inconvenient, to let's be honest. Who wants to get up on Saturday morning at 5 a.m. and go running with their buddies? Well, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable to reach your goals. And this weekend, I'm starting my winter trail program. So I am right there on Saturday morning. I probably have to get up at 5:30 and meet my buddies out in the woods to go trail running. It's going to take a little bit of mental toughness to get my buttski going. But I'll be there because I know how good I will feel afterwards. So when you think about the unexpected, it is mostly not so much, or in many cases, not so much that the calves hurt or the hamstrings are tight, but that we just don't want to do it anymore for whatever the reason is. We all have goals and plans and dreams we want to accomplish and do. And physical and mental strength is an essential part of this. Like I said, they're like buddies and they stick together. If one is not supporting the other, you're not going to succeed. Remember, it may be painful. It may not be super exciting to stay consistent, but guess what? You will reach the goals for yourself. And in the end, you may even like it because you started a new habit and you're just loving it. And it may not be running a marathon, but that's what my example was for today. So here are the 4 powerful tips for you to increase your mental and physical strength and make them a powerful team. Set a measurable goal, an achievable goal, be consistent, and plan for the unexpected. Now you know why mental and physical strength are such a powerful team. And by using my 4 strategies, you will reach your goals. But I want to know what your goals are, not necessarily going forward in the new year. It's December now, but in general, what goals have you set for yourself that you like to achieve? Reach out to me on Instagram at Heike Yates or Pursue Your Spark Podcast, or on Facebook at Heike Yates Pursue Your Spark. I'd love to hear what your goals are and help you along the way as best as I can. Thanks for listening, and please leave a review on Apple Podcast. If you're a new listener, please subscribe and also leave a review, because this will help other people find the show. So that's it today at the Pursue Your Spark podcast, but Our guest next week will be Zuby Zimmerman. She's an Instagram expert and a business coach. I had the pleasure to interview Zoo for our next week's podcast, and we're talking about how to control or take control or keep control of our life, balance time constraints without missing out, and live for progress and not for perfection. So don't miss next week's episode. I love that you were here. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time. Ciao.